SRAM has done it. They have made their one-of-a-kind 13 XPLR drivetrain more affordable. Originally just released in the SRAM Red family, it's now available in the SRAM Force and the SRAM Rival family. That means that there are more options, more price points, and more importantly, one big question to ask yourself: which one do you need? So first off, just a quick refresher. The XPLR drivetrain is SRAM's gravel-focused group set platform. I say gravel-focused because it's not gravel-specific. You can use it as a road bike as well. It's robust and hardy and designed for everything from pavement to chunky single track. Won by drivetrains, wide-range cassettes, and suspension compatibility, the XPLR fills the gap between a road and mountain bike drivetrain. As I said before, originally it only released in the SRAM Red family, but now it's available in the SRAM Force and the SRAM Rival family. What is the big difference between all three families? Now, across the board, they do share a lot of similar and important technology that is synonymous with the XPLR drivetrain. That, of course, is the wireless axis shifting, meaning you run no cables. It's a very clean look. It's very easy to set up, very easy to install. There's a big emphasis on one-by drivetrains, and that plays more into the gravel side of things, where you want something that's a little less complicated, a little more simplistic when you are gravel riding. But these are compatible with 2-by drivetrains. So if you wanted to build this up as a road bike group set or a gravel bike with a 2-by, that is a possibility. They also have a dedicated 10-tooth to 44-tooth wide-range cassette. Again, this is perfect for steep climbs. But you also don't lose out on the top end of things. You can still go pretty fast. They also have SRAM's flat top chains, which are good for strength and durability. They also provide a very smooth performance. There's also a wide range of compatibility with gravel-focused components. Things like gravel suspension forks that are becoming more and more common, the Zip XPLR wheel set, and a host of other gravel goodies. So it doesn't really matter which level you get, you're gonna get that same XPLR drivetrain experience. But the three main ways that they differ come in the form of weight, materials, and price. So first up, let's talk about SRAM Red. This was the original, it's the flagship, it's the lightest, the most premium version. And if you buy the entire group set, you get the carbon levers with textured hoods. The calipers are lighter and the rotors are lighter as well, which provides a little bit of a snappier braking feeling. A fully machined aluminum cassette for reduced weight, and high-end ceramic bearings in the rear derailleur pulley wheels. It is the top dog. It's ultra light, it's race ready, but you'll feel that on the bike. You'll also feel it in your wallet. Easily the most expensive group set out of the three. You are expected to pay top dollar for that, but your money does get you cutting edge performance when it comes to the group set on your bike. Now, found in the middle between the two is SRAM Force. SRAM Force is arguably the best bang for your buck. Let's break it down and see how it compares to what you get with the SRAM Red drivetrain. With the Force, you do get carbon shift levers like Red. However, they are a slightly heavier material. You do get the same 10 to 44 tooth cassette range. However, the cassette is a little bit heavier and it's a more cost-effective construction compared to the Red. And then you'll also find in the rear derailleur, it's a little bit chunkier. The materials are not quite as light. It's a little bulkier. And so you're gonna get a slight weight increase compared to Red. Again, SRAM Force is probably the best bang for your buck because you get almost all of the top end performance. There's just a slight weight gain, and we get into the weights of the components in just a bit. But the big thing with SRAM Force is it's a much more approachable price. It's perfect for serious gravel riders and gravel racers because you don't have to pay top dollar, but you're still getting cutting edge performance. And finally, last but not least, the Rival XPLR family. Now, the Rival XPLR family is huge because it really opens the door for more affordable gravel builds that have top-of-the-line technology, but you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for it. Once again, let's compare it to what you get with SRAM Red and SRAM Force. With the SRAM Rival XPLR group set, you get the same wireless axis shifting. However, the levers and the brakes are going to be heavier. You have the same wide gearing 10 by 44 tooth cassette. Again, the machining of this was more cost effective, and so it does weigh a bit more. Overall, when you look at the components, there's a lot more aluminum, less carbon. So it is heavier, but it's a little lighter on the wallet. So again, the big thing with Rival is the price point. It brings the XPLR drivetrain to those that are building budget-friendly bikes, those that are just starting out, or somebody that isn't quite as serious about it and just wants a nice drivetrain. You don't have to pay an arm and a leg, but it is going to be the heaviest of the three. Now here's a short segment we're going to get into weighing some of the components. We'll start with the derailleurs. I'm going to weigh these from the lowest end to the highest end, starting of course with the Rival rear derailleur. Next, we'll go to the SRAM Force rear derailleur. And last but not least, the lightest of the three, the SRAM Red rear derailleur. Now we're going to weigh the cassettes. And again, I'll weigh these from the cheapest option to the most expensive option. Starting, of course, with the Rival XPLR cassette. Again, these are all 13-speed, and they're all 10-tooth to 44-tooth range cassettes. Next is the SRAM Force cassette. And last but not least, the SRAM Red cassette. Before we break down which one is right for you, I do want to say that we tested all of the shifting for each group set. All three of them shift phenomenally. I would even argue that there is marginal differences in the shifting performance between the components. The way that the technology works and how it glides up and down the cassette is not really going to change between all three of them. So which XPLR set is right for you? We'll just get into a quick guide of it. We don't have to overthink it. If you're wanting the absolute top of the line, lightest pro level setup, you have to go SRAM Red. It's the most expensive. However, it is the lightest and highest quality of all three. If you're not wanting to fork over the cash for that and you're not quite that serious about it, but you find yourself still serious about gravel, love performance, you're wanting to race, you're wanting to do everything, Force is going to be the family for you. You do gain a little bit of weight, you still get top of the line performance, buttery, smooth shifting, and everything from a technological standpoint that the SRAM Red group set gives you, but you're going to get it at a lower price. Now, if this is your first gravel build, let's say you're getting into the sport, you're wanting to try it out, maybe you're just riding on a budget, maybe you don't care that much, that's when you're going to want to get SRAM Rival. It's the cheapest, but you still get buttery smooth shifting. Again, from a technological standpoint, and the way that it glides up and down the cassette is not going to differ that much, so you still get top of the line performance. And while it is a deal heavier, you don't have to fork over your entire life savings to get the drivetrain on your bike. So again, if you want top of the top, best there is, SRAM Red. If you're very serious about gravel riding, gravel racing, you want something that's amazing, get SRAM Force. And if you're just starting out, you're on a budget, anything like that, you can still get an amazing drivetrain with the SRAM Rival group set, and it's going to save you a lot of money. Gravel is the booming industry in cycling right now, and SRAM has made it easier, more affordable, and more approachable to ride with tech that was once reserved for the top tier. Whether you go with Red, Force, or Rival, XPLR is a fantastic decision when it comes to a drivetrain, and at all three tiers, you get excellent performance.